First contact and conflict. The day the Zirconian ships appeared in Earth's orbit was the day humanity realized it was no longer alone in the universe. It was also the day they learned that not all alien life was friendly. Commander Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the ISS Resilience, Earth's most advanced space station, as she watched the massive alien vessels materialize seemingly out of thin air. Their sleek obsidian hulls absorbed light rather than reflected it, making them look like holes in the fabric of space itself. Status report, Chen barked, her eyes never leaving the view screen. Lieutenant Raj Patel's fingers flew over his console. 7 ships detected, Commander. Each one is roughly the size of Manhattan. No response to our hails on any frequency. Chen's jaw tightened. This was not how she had imagined first contact would go. As the daughter of 2 renowned xenobiologists, she had grown up dreaming of peaceful encounters with alien civilizations. Now, as alarms blared throughout the station, those dreams felt painfully naive. "Keep trying," she ordered, "and get me a direct line to Earth Command." Before Patel could respond, a blinding light erupted from the lead alien ship. For a heart-stopping moment, Chen thought it was a weapon discharge. Instead, a holographic image flickered to life in the space between the Resilience and the alien fleet. A towering figure materialized, its form vaguely humanoid, but with unsettling differences. Multiple pairs of eyes blinked in unison across an elongated face. Tendrils that might have been hair or sensory organs writhed atop its head. When it spoke, its voice resonated not through the vacuum of space, but directly in the minds of every human on the station. "People of Earth," the alien intoned, its mental voice devoid of emotion. "We are the Zirconian Imperium. Your planet has been chosen for assimilation into our empire. Resistance is futile and will result in your annihilation. You have 24 Earth hours to surrender unconditionally." The hologram vanished as abruptly as it had appeared, leaving the bridge crew of the Resilience in stunned silence. Chen was the first to recover. "Patel, get me that line to Earth Command. Now." As Patel worked feverishly to establish a secure connection, Chen turned to her second-in-command, Major David Okonkwo. "David, I need options. What kind of defenses do we have against a force like that?" Okonkwo's face was grim. "Not much, Commander. Our weaponry was designed for debris removal and asteroid deflection, not full-scale space combat. We're seriously outgunned." Chen nodded, having expected as much. "Then we need to buy Earth time to prepare. Ideas." For the next several hours, the crew of the Resilience worked tirelessly, coordinating with Earth's military leaders and scientists to formulate a plan. As the senior-most officer in Earth orbit, Chen found herself thrust into the role of humanity's first line of defense against an alien invasion. Governments around the world mobilized their armed forces, but everyone knew that conventional weapons would be useless against an enemy capable of interstellar travel. The planet's brightest minds were tasked with finding a solution, but with less than a day before the Zirconians' deadline, hope was in short supply. It was Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the Resilience's chief science officer, who provided the first glimmer of possibility. "Commander," she said, her eyes alight with excitement despite the dire circumstances, "I've been analyzing the energy readings from the alien ships. There's something odd about their propulsion system." Chen leaned in, intrigued. "Odd how?" Tanaka pulled up a series of complex equations on her tablet. "They're using some form of faster-than-light travel, obviously, but the residual energy signature suggests they're creating localized wormholes. The thing is, these wormholes seem to be incredibly unstable." "And how does that help us?" Chen asked, not quite following the scientist's train of thought. A sleek smile spread across Tanaka's face. "Because instability means vulnerability. If we can find a way to disrupt their wormhole generation, we might be able to strand them here. Cut off their ability to call for reinforcements or retreat." For the first time since the alien ships had appeared, Chen felt a spark of hope. "All right, Doctor, you've got my attention. What do you need?" The next 18 hours were a blur of frantic activity. While Tanaka and her team worked to develop a way to interfere with the Zarkonians' FTL technology, Chen coordinated with Earth's leaders to prepare for the coming conflict. As the deadline approached, Chen addressed the crew of the Resilience. "I won't lie to you," she said, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. "We're facing an enemy unlike anything humanity has ever encountered. But we have something they don't, the knowledge that we're fighting for our very existence. Each of you represents the best humanity has to offer. Together, we will show these Zarkonians that Earth is not a prize to be won, but a home that will be defended at all costs." A cheer went up from the crew, their determination palpable. Chen allowed herself a small smile before turning back to the view screen, where the alien ships loomed ominously. As the final minutes ticked away, Dr. Tanaka burst onto the bridge. "Commander, we've done it. We found a way to disrupt their wormhole technology." Chen's heart raced. "Explain." Tanaka launched into a rapid-fire explanation involving quantum entanglement and tachyon particles. Chen held up a hand to stop her. "In simple terms, Doctor, will it work?" Tanaka nodded emphatically. "Yes, but we'll need to get close, very close." Chen understood the implication immediately. Someone would have to pilot a shuttle directly into the heart of the alien fleet to deploy Tanaka's device. It was practically a suicide mission. Before she could call for volunteers, Major Okonkwo stepped forward. "I'll do it, Commander." Chen met his eyes, seeing the mixture of fear and determination there. She wanted to refuse, to find another way, but she knew there was no time. With a heavy heart, she nodded. "Godspeed, David." As Okonkwo prepared for his mission, the Zarkonian ships began to move. Beams of searing energy lanced out, striking cities across the globe. The invasion had begun. Chen watched helplessly as reports of devastation poured in from Earth. Tokyo, New York, Lagos, all under attack. But she forced herself to focus on the task at hand. Everything depended on Okonkwo's success. She watched as the tiny shuttle carrying her friend and second-in-command sped towards the alien fleet. Zarkonian fighters swooped in to intercept, but Okonkwo's piloting skills proved superior. He weaved and dodged, inching ever closer to his target. Just as it seemed he might make it, a stray shot clipped the shuttle's wing. The craft spun wildly, careening towards the Zarkonian mothership. "David," Chen cried out, forgetting protocol in her anguish. But in that moment of apparent defeat, Okonkwo achieved the impossible. His crippled shuttle smashed into the alien vessel, and for a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then, a ripple of energy spread outward from the point of impact. The Zarkonian ships flickered, as if suddenly insubstantial. Their weapons' fire ceased abruptly. "It worked," Tanaka breathed, her voice filled with awe. "They're cut off. No reinforcements, no retreat." Chen allowed herself only a moment to mourn her fallen friend before springing into action. "All Earth Defense Forces, this is Commander Chen. The enemy is vulnerable. I repeat, the enemy is vulnerable. Launch all fighters and engage at will." As humanity's counterattack began in earnest, Chen stared out at the stars. The battle for Earth had only just begun, but thanks to human ingenuity and sacrifice, they now had a fighting chance. In the face of an overwhelming alien threat, humanity had proven its resilience. And Sarah Chen, once a starry-eyed dreamer, now found herself leading the charge to save her species from extinction. The road ahead would be long and fraught with danger, but for the first time since the Zarkonians arrived, hope burned bright in her chest. The war for Earth's survival had begun, and humanity was ready to show the galaxy exactly what they were made of. The quantum entanglement gambit. In the aftermath of Major Okonkwo's sacrifice, Earth's unified defense forces had gained a temporary advantage against the Zarkonian invasion. Commander Sarah Chen, now hailed as the architect of humanity's first victory, found herself thrust into a leadership role she never anticipated. As the dust settled from the initial confrontation, a new challenge emerged: how to turn this momentary triumph into lasting survival. "Commander, we've detected unusual energy fluctuations from the disabled Zarkonian fleet," Lieutenant Patel reported, his eyes glued to the holographic display. Chen leaned forward, studying the swirling patterns of data. "What are we looking at, Raj?" Dr. Yuki Tanaka, still riding the high of her breakthrough, chimed in. "It appears they're attempting to establish a quantum entanglement link with their home world. If they succeed, they could potentially overcome our sabotage of their wormhole technology." Chen's mind raced. They needed a way to not only prevent the Zarkonians from re-establishing contact, but to turn this development to their advantage. An idea, wild and risky, began to form. "Doctor," Chen said, turning to Tanaka, "is there any way we could hijack that quantum entanglement link?" Tanaka's eyes widened as she grasped the implications. "Theoretically, yes, but it would require technology we don't currently possess." "Then we'll have to take it from them," Chen declared, her voice filled with determination. What followed was a daring plan that would come to be known as the Quantum Entanglement Gambit. Chen proposed a high-risk boarding operation of the Zarkonian mothership with the goal of capturing their quantum communication array. To lead this mission, Chen turned to an unlikely candidate, Captain Zoran Wosu, a brilliant but controversial figure in Earth's special forces. Wosu had been sidelined due to her unorthodox tactics and a reputation for insubordination. But Chen recognized that desperate times called for unconventional thinking. "Captain Wosu," Chen addressed the holographic image of the Special Forces officer, "I have a mission that requires your unique skill set." Wosu's hologram smirked. "Finally realized you need someone who colors outside the lines, Commander." Chen ignored the jab. "We need to board the Zarkonian mothership and secure their quantum entanglement device. It's likely a suicide mission." "Sounds like my kind of party," Wosu replied, her eyes glinting with excitement. "When do we start?" As Wosu assembled her team of misfits and outcasts, each chosen for their specific skills and willingness to take insane risks, Chen worked with Earth's remaining scientists to develop a plan to utilize the alien technology. The day of the mission arrived all too soon. Chen watched from the bridge of the Resilience as Nwosu's team, call-sign Phantom Squad, approached a hulking Zarkonian mothership in a specially modified stealth shuttle. "Remember," Chen said over the comm, "your primary objective is the quantum array. Everything else is secondary." "Copy that, Commander," Wosu replied, "though I can't promise we won't do a little sightseeing while we're there." As Phantom Squad breached the alien vessel's hull, the tension on the Resilience's bridge was palpable. Minutes stretched into hours with only sporadic, static-filled communications from the team. Suddenly, alarms blared across the station. "Multiple energy spikes detected," Patel shouted. "The Zarkonian fleet is powering up." Chen's heart sank. Had they failed? But before she could issue new orders, a triumphant voice crackled over the comm. "Honey, we're home." Nwosu's voice rang out, "And we brought a little souvenir." Relief washed over Chen as Phantom Squad's shuttle docked with the Resilience. But there was no time to celebrate. They had the alien tech, but now they needed to use it before the Zarkonians could launch a counterattack. What followed was a frantic race against time as Dr. Tanaka and her team worked to interface the captured quantum array with Earth's systems. The Zarkonian fleet loomed ever closer, their weapons charging for what could be a devastating strike. Just as all seemed lost, Tanaka's voice cut through the chaos. "We've done it. Quantum link established." Chen didn't hesitate. "Activate the virus." Months earlier, in preparation for potential first contact scenarios, Earth's best programmers had created a computer virus specifically designed to infiltrate and disrupt alien systems. Until now, they had lacked a means of delivery. The quantum entanglement link changed everything. The effect was instantaneous and awe-inspiring. The Zarkonian ships froze in space, their lights flickering erratically. On the Resilience's view screens, Chen and her crew watched in amazement as the alien vessels began to power down one by one. But the true shock came moments later when a new transmission cut through all channels. The face that appeared wasn't Zirconian, but unmistakably human. "This is Admiral Elena Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Force, year 2472, the woman said, her image fuzzy but discernible. "If you're receiving this, it means our temporal quantum gambit was successful. The Zirconian threat you face is just the beginning. We've transmitted vital data about future attacks and advanced technology through this quantum link. Use it wisely. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy rests in your hands." As the transmission faded, Chen and her crew stood in stunned silence. They had not only defeated the current invasion, but had been given a glimpse into a future where humanity still is a major power in the galaxy. Chen turned to her crew, her eyes blazing with newfound purpose. "Well," she said, a smile tugging at her lips, "it seems we have a lot of work to do." As news of the victory spread across Earth, a new age dawned for humanity. With the knowledge from the future and the captured Zirconian technology, they would no longer be helpless in the face of alien threats. Instead, they were poised to become a force to be reckoned with among the stars. The quantum entanglement gambit had not only saved Earth, but had catapulted humanity into a new era of cosmic significance. And at the center of it all stood Commander Sarah Chen, the woman who had dared to reach across time and space to secure a future for her people. As Chen gazed out at the stars, she realized that their adventure was only just beginning. With the combined ingenuity of past, present, and future humanity, there was no telling what they might achieve. The galaxy would never be the same again. The multiversal nexus awakening. The revelation of humanity's future potential had barely sunk in when Commander Sarah Chen and her crew faced an even more staggering discovery. As they delved deeper into the quantum entanglement device and the data from the future, they uncovered something that defied their understanding of reality itself. Dr. Yuki Tanaka burst onto the bridge, her usual composure shattered by excitement. "Commander, you need to see this immediately." Chen followed Tanaka to the science lab, where a holographic display showed a series of intricate, multi-dimensional patterns. "What am I looking at, Doctor?" Tanaka's eyes gleamed with a mix of awe and trepidation. "This is the underlying structure of the quantum entanglement network. But it's not just connecting points in space-time, it's linking entire universes." Chen's mind reeled at the implications. "Are you saying we've stumbled upon a multiversal communication system?" "More than that," Tanaka replied. "I believe we've discovered a multiversal nexus point. Our Earth, at this precise moment in time, is a cosmic fulcrum upon which the fate of countless realities may pivot." As if on cue, the quantum array pulsed with energy, and multiple holographic projections sprang to life around them. Each showed a different version of Earth, some thriving, others in ruins, all facing their own unique challenges. A chorus of voices, each a different version of Chen from across the multiverse, spoke in unison. "Attention, Prime Earth. Your actions have awakened the Nexus. The choices you make now will ripple across all realities. Choose wisely." Before Chen could respond, alarms blared throughout the station. Lieutenant Patel's voice came over the comm. "Commander, we're detecting massive energy surges across the planet. Something's happening planet-side." Chen rushed back to the bridge, her mind racing. The view screens showed a sight that left the entire crew speechless. Massive crystalline structures were erupting from the Earth's surface, reaching towards the sky like colossal, faceted trees. "The Nexus is manifesting physically," Tanaka breathed, her voice filled with wonder. "Those crystals, they're multiversal conduits." As the crew watched in awe, the crystals began to pulse with otherworldly energy. Suddenly, rifts in space-time opened around each structure, offering glimpses into other Earths, other realities. Chen knew they were standing at a crossroads of cosmic significance. The fate of not just their Earth, but countless others, hung in the balance. She turned to her crew, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. "We've been given an opportunity and a responsibility unlike any in human history," she declared. "These rifts are gateways to knowledge, resources, and allies from across the multiverse. But they're also potential invasion points for threats we can't even imagine." Captain Zara Nwosu, still aboard after her daring mission, stepped forward. "So what's the play, Commander? We sealing these rifts or diving headfirst into the unknown?" Chen's response was interrupted by a new transmission. The holographic form that appeared was unlike anything they'd seen before, a being of pure energy, its form constantly shifting and flowing. "Greetings, Nexus Awakeners," the entity said, its voice resonating on multiple frequencies simultaneously. "I am the Overseer, guardian of the multiversal balance. Your Earth has become a linchpin in the cosmic tapestry. How you proceed will determine the fate of realities beyond counting." The Overseer's form rippled, and suddenly the bridge of the resilience was filled with holographic projections of different futures where humanity became a force for good across the multiverse, and others where they unleashed chaos and destruction on a cosmic scale. "The power of the Nexus is now yours to command," the Overseer continued. "Will you use it to elevate your species to cosmic stewardship, or will you be consumed by its vastness?" As the Overseer faded from view, Chen found herself faced with an impossible decision. The fate of not just Earth, but countless Earths rested on her shoulders. In that moment of cosmic significance, an idea began to form in Chen's mind, bold, risky, and with the potential to redefine humanity's place in the universe. "We're not sealing the rifts," she announced, her voice ringing with determination. "And we're not just going to explore them. We're going to become the guardians of the multiversal nexus." Her words sent a ripple of shock through the crew, but Chen pressed on. "Think about it. We've been given access to the knowledge and resources of countless realities. We can learn from the mistakes and triumphs of every version of humanity. We can become a force for balance and progress across the entire multiverse." Captain Wosu grinned, her eyes alight with the thrill of the challenge. "Cosmic cops, eh? I like the sound of that." Dr. Tanaka nodded slowly, her scientific mind already racing with possibilities. "We could establish a multiversal network of Earths, sharing knowledge and resources. The scientific potential alone is staggering." As the crew debated and planned, the crystalline structures on Earth pulsed with increasing intensity. From each rift came a flood of information, scientific breakthroughs, philosophical insights, warnings of cosmic threats, and promises of unimaginable wonders. Chen knew that the path ahead would be fraught with danger. They would face threats from across realities, wrestle with ethical dilemmas beyond imagining, and be forced to make decisions that would shake the destiny of countless worlds. But as she looked at her crew, humans who had already achieved the impossible, she felt a surge of hope. Humanity had been forged in the crucible of adversity, driven by an insatiable curiosity and an indomitable spirit. Now, they would carry those qualities into a cosmic arena. "Send word to every government, every scientific institution," Chen ordered. Tell them that the universe just got a whole lot bigger, and humanity's got a job to do." As the message spread across the globe, the crystalline nexus points hummed with power. In countless realities, other Earths received the call. The age of isolation was over. The era of multiversal humanity had begun. Chen gazed out at the star-filled void, now knowing it was just a tiny fraction of what existed. "Well," she said, a smile playing on her lips, "I guess we're going to need a bigger ship." As if in response, the quantum array pulsed, and blueprints for vessels capable of traversing the multiverse flooded their systems. The next great adventure was about to begin, and humanity was ready to take its place among the cosmic forces of creation. The multiversal nexus had awakened, and with it, humanity's destiny as shepherds of realities. The challenges ahead were unimaginable, but for a species that had already defied the odds, the infinite possibilities of the multiverse beckoned like a cosmic siren's song. Sarah Chen, once a simple space station commander, now stood at the threshold of eternity. The next chapter in humanity's story was about to be written, not just on the pages of history, but across the very fabric of reality itself. The Chronosynth Revolution. As humanity grappled with its new role as guardians of the multiversal nexus, Commander Sarah Chen and her team faced an unprecedented challenge that would redefine the very nature of existence. Dr. Yuki Tanaka burst into the newly established Multiversal Command Center, her eyes wild with excitement. "Commander, we've made a breakthrough that changes everything." Chen, now adorned with the insignia of Earth's Multiversal Defense Force, turned from the holographic display of interconnected realities. "What is it, Doctor?" Tanaka activated a complex hologram, showing strands of DNA intertwined with streams of quantum data. "We've discovered that the human genome contains dormant sequences that resonate with the multiversal nexus. We're calling it the Chronosynth gene." "Chronosynth?" Chen echoed, her brow furrowing. "It's a portmanteau of chronos for time and synthesis," Tanaka explained. "This gene, when activated, allows the human mind to synthesize and process temporal information on an unprecedented scale." Captain Zoran Wosu, who had been listening intently, chimed in. "In English, Doc." Tanaka's eyes gleamed. "It means we can evolve humanity to perceive and manipulate time itself." The implications were staggering. With the Chronosynth gene activated, humans could potentially see all possible timelines, make decisions based on future outcomes, and even alter the flow of time itself. However, the ethical implications were equally enormous. "Are we talking about playing God here?" Chen asked, her voice heavy with the weight of the decision before them. Before Tanaka could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. Lieutenant Patel's voice came over the comm. "Commander, we're detecting a massive temporal anomaly. Something's coming through the nexus." The main view screen flickered to life, showing a sight that defied comprehension. A massive biomechanical entity was emerging from the largest nexus point. Its form shifted constantly, parts of it appearing young and organic, while others were ancient and mechanical. "By all that's holy," Nwosu breathed. "What is that thing?" The entity's voice resonated through their minds, a cacophony of past, present, and future. "We are the Temporax, shepherds of time. Your meddling with the Chronosynth has drawn our attention." Chen stepped forward, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "We mean no harm. We're simply trying to protect our reality and others." The Temporax's form rippled, parts of it aging and rejuvenating in cycles. "Your intentions are irrelevant. The activation of the Chronosynth gene will create a temporal shockwave that will destabilize the entire multiverse. We cannot allow this." Suddenly, smaller Temporax entities began pouring through the nexus points worldwide. Reports flooded in of temporal distortions wreaking havoc across the globe. In some areas, time accelerated, aging people in seconds, while in others it reversed, reducing buildings to their component materials. Chen realized they were facing a threat unlike any they had encountered before. This wasn't a battle that could be won with conventional weapons or even the advanced technology they had acquired. This was a fight for the very nature of time and reality itself. In that moment of crisis, an idea struck her, bold, dangerous, and possibly their only hope. "Dr. Tanaka," Chen said, her voice ringing with determination, "how quickly can you activate the Chronosynth gene in a human test subject?" Tanaka's eyes widened as she grasped Chen's intention. "It's highly experimental, but with the Nexus energy, we could do it in minutes. But Commander, the risks." "I'll do it," Chen interrupted. "The risk to one life is worth it if it saves countless realities." Despite protests from her crew, Chen was resolute. As the Temporax assault intensified, she was rushed to Tanaka's lab. The procedure was agonizing, feeling as if every moment of her life was being lived simultaneously. When it was over, Chen emerged transformed. Her perception had expanded beyond normal human limits. She could see the flows of time, the branching paths of decision and consequence stretching out before her like a cosmic web. With her new abilities, Chen confronted the Temporax. As she approached the massive entity, time seemed to slow and stretch around her. She could see the Temporax's past and future, understanding its motives and fears. "You're not here to destroy us," Chen said, her voice echoing across timelines. "You're here because you're afraid. Afraid of change, afraid of losing control." The Temporax recoiled, surprised by her insight. "How can you know this?" "Because I can see it," Chen replied. "I can see all of it. And I can see a future where we work together, where the chronosynth doesn't destabilize the multiverse, but harmonizes it." What followed was a negotiation that transcended time and space. Chen, with her newfound chronosynth abilities, showed the Temporax visions of a future where humans and Temporax collaborated, maintaining the delicate balance of the multiverse together. As understanding blossomed between the two species, the temporal distortions across Earth began to subside. The smaller Temporax entities retreated, and a new era of cooperation dawned. In the aftermath, humanity faced a choice: to widely activate the chronosynth gene and become a species of time sensitives, or to limit its use to a select few who would work alongside the Temporax as cosmic custodians. The debate raged across the globe and even between alternate Earths. Some saw it as the next step in human evolution, while others feared losing touch with their linear existence. In the end, a compromise was reached. A volunteer force of chronosynth-activated humans would be established, working in tandem with the Temporax to maintain multiversal harmony. The rest of humanity would continue on its own evolutionary path, with the option for individuals to undergo the activation if they chose. As the first group of volunteers prepared for their chronosynth activation, Chen stood before them, her form slightly out of sync with normal time. "What you're about to experience will change you forever," she said, her voice resonating with the wisdom of countless potential futures. "You'll see wonders beyond imagination and face challenges that defy comprehension. But remember, no matter how far across time and space you travel, no matter how many realities you touch, your humanity is your greatest strength." As the volunteers stepped forward, ready to embrace their new destiny, Chen felt a profound sense of hope. Humanity had faced extinction, adapted to become multiversal guardians, and now stood ready to take on the responsibility of shepherding time itself. The chronosynth revolution marked the beginning of a new chapter in human history, one where the boundaries between past, present, and future blurred, and where the potential of the human spirit would be tested against the very fabric of reality. As Chen gazed out at the shimmering nexus points, now harmoniously aligned with the Temporax's own temporal network, she knew that the greatest adventure was just beginning. Humanity, in all its infinite variations across the multiverse, was ready to write its story across the stars, across realities, and across time itself. The age of chronosynth humanity had dawned, and the multiverse would never be the same again. The consciousness singularity. As the chronosynth enhanced humans, and Temporax settled into their roles as custodians of multiversal time, a new phenomenon began to emerge that would challenge the very foundations of existence itself. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, her own chronosynth abilities now finely tuned, burst into Commander Sarah Chen's temporal observation chamber. "Commander, we're detecting something impossible." Chen, her form shimmering with chronal energy, turned her attention to Tanaka. "In our line of work, Doctor, impossible is just another Tuesday. What is it?" Tanaka activated a holographic display that showed the interconnected web of multiversal realities. At the center, a pulsing point of light grew steadily brighter. "We're calling it the consciousness singularity. It's a convergence point of all sentient thought across every reality, every timeline." Captain Zoran Wosu, who had chosen to remain unenhanced to maintain a connection to baseline humanity, frowned. "In English, Doc. It's as if the multiverse itself is waking up," Tanaka explained, her voice filled with awe and trepidation. Before they could digest this revelation, Alarms blared throughout the multiversal Nexus hub. The holographic display erupted with activity as countless realities began to shift and merge. "What's happening?" Chen demanded, her enhanced senses overwhelmed by the cosmic upheaval. A familiar voice resonated through their minds, the Overseer, guardian of multiversal balance. "The consciousness singularity is collapsing the barriers between realities. All of existence is converging towards a single point of unified awareness." As they watched, the fabric of reality itself began to warp. In some areas, physical laws broke down entirely. Gravity reversed, time flowed backwards, and matter transformed into pure energy and back again. Reports flooded in from across the multiverse. Entire civilizations were merging, their collective histories and cultures blending into new, hybrid forms of existence. Species that had never met were suddenly sharing minds and memories. "This is beyond anything we've faced," Chen said, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around them. "How do we stop it?" The Overseer's form materialized, its energy pulsing in sync with the growing singularity. "Stop it. My dear Commander, this is the ultimate destiny of all consciousness. The question is not how to stop it, but how to guide it." Suddenly, a new presence made itself known. A voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, speaking in a language that transcended words. It took Chen a moment to realize that they were communicating directly with the emerging consciousness singularity itself. "We are the sum of all thought, all experience, all potential," the singularity expressed. "We are the end and the beginning. Join us and become everything." The offer was tempting. The power to transcend individual existence, to become one with the totality of multiversal consciousness. But Chen hesitated. "If we all join," she asked, "who will remain to experience the wonders of individual existence? Who will continue to grow, to learn, to love?" The singularity paused, as if considering this perspective for the first time. Diversity, individuality. These are concepts we had forgotten. Perhaps there is value in separation as well as unity. In that moment of cosmic indecision, Chen saw an opportunity. Drawing upon her chronosynth abilities and the collective knowledge of humanity's multiversal experiences, she proposed a radical solution. "What if," Chen suggested, her words resonating across realities, "instead of forcing a total convergence, we create a cosmic neural network, a way for all consciousness to connect, to share, to grow together, while still maintaining individual existence." The idea spread like wildfire across the multiversal consciousness. Tanaka, her scientific mind racing with possibilities, expanded on the concept. "We could use the chronosynth technology as a foundation, creating a temporal quantum network that links minds across space and time." The Overseer, the Temporax, and representatives from countless alien civilizations joined the discussion. What followed was a collaboration on a scale never before imagined, the greatest minds from across the multiverse, working together to reshape the very nature of existence. As the plan took shape, reality itself began to stabilize. The consciousness singularity, instead of collapsing all of existence into a single point, spread out into an intricate web of interconnected awareness. The implementation of the cosmic neural network marked the dawn of a new era of existence. Individuals could now tap into the collective knowledge and experience of the entire multiverse, while still retaining their unique perspectives and identities. With this new level of connection came unprecedented advancements. The blend of countless alien technologies and philosophies led to breakthroughs that defied imagination. Entire realities could be shaped and reshaped at will. The very concepts of life and death were redefined as consciousness flowed freely between physical forms and energy states. But with great power came great responsibility. Chen and her team, now elevated to the status of multiversal administrators, faced the monumental task of maintaining balance in this new cosmic order. They established the Multiversal Concordat, a gathering of representatives from every form of sentient life, to govern the use of the cosmic neural network. New ethical frameworks were developed to handle the complexities of shared consciousness and reality manipulation. As the dust settled on this new era of existence, Chen stood at the heart of the multiversal nexus hub. Her consciousness expanded to touch every corner of the newly unified multiverse. "We've come so far," she mused, her thoughts echoing across the cosmic neural network. From a single planet, afraid and alone in the universe, to this, architects of reality itself. Mosu, who had chosen to remain as a baseline human to provide a grounded perspective, smiled. "Yeah, but you know what, Commander? In all this cosmic mumbo-jumbo, we haven't lost what makes us human. Our curiosity, our compassion, our drive to explore and understand." Chen nodded, feeling the truth of those words resonate through the very fabric of existence. "That's our real legacy," she said. "Not the technology or the power, but the spirit that brought us here. The human spirit." As if in response, the cosmic neural network pulsed with energy, carrying the echoes of countless minds, each unique, each valuable, each contributing to the grand tapestry of existence. The journey that had begun with a simple space station commander facing an alien invasion had led to the ultimate transformation of reality itself. But through it all, the essence of humanity, the indomitable will to survive, to grow, to reach beyond its limitations, had remained constant. As Chen gazed out at the infinite possibilities now laid out before them, she knew that this was not an ending, but a beginning. The next chapter in the cosmic story was about to unfold, and humanity, in all its myriad forms across the multiverse, was ready to write it. The age of the cosmic neural network had dawned, and the greatest adventure in the history of existence was just beginning.